Hello, wow. That was exciting. Nice little vocal crack there. Let me try that again. Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently attempting to escape this horribleness that they call the Kerbal system. Okay, so, we should probably just go ahead and close Ascent Guidance here, and let's just burn at our periapsis and hope. Yeah, that did the trick. We're not going to want to burn quite that much, probably. We want to just barely escape, and the scroll wheel is trying to be a little too finicky. Yep, scroll wheel is being finicky. Okay, let's go. No! Scroll wheel, why do you keep betraying me? Okay, right about... I'm not going to use the scroll wheel. There we go. Right about there. That'll work. And let's have our maneuver planner open. We're not going to be doing any of this. Next thing we probably want to do is match planes with target, but we're not going to do that immediately. So let's just execute next node. We are going to go ahead and turn our RCS on briefly while we maneuver over to the node, because this is very, very heavy. We're going to burn through this stage though, and so we're going to be able to turn much more easily. RCS off, time warp up, and now MechJeb will take over. There we go. Excellent. And I really hope that our radiators are up to the task. I don't know if they are or not, but we'll find out. Should probably turn on our RCS so we can maneuver over to the node. There we go. And now RCS off, since the engine gimbaling should handle it. There's some nice debris up there that we left. Or that's one of our satellites. That is not one of our satellites. I don't think. Yeah, that's not a satellite. Anyway, we are just about burned through this tank, which is excellent. Ditching this thing will be great. Okay, and now we are in our maneuver stage. We've got 7 minutes of burn time here. Fantastic. Okay, we are now good to go. We are on an escape trajectory from Kerbal. It's going to take us like 16 days to escape, though. So we're going to go ahead and warp up to here. Hopefully we don't get another Kerbal encounter immediately. We're going to warp to here for now. We'll get a more precise warp later on. Goodbye, Kerbal. We will never see you again. Well, we will see Kerbal again. This probe will not. This probe will either not have enough Delta V, or it will burn up, or it will be forever in orbit over Moho. One of those things will happen. Hopefully it's not the burn up part. And I like to think we have enough Delta V. Hopefully we have enough Delta V. We do have these monopropellant tanks, if we need them. That'll give us some Delta V. Okay, where are we currently? We are currently a ways away. We're about 4 hours away from Kerbal escape. I'm gonna go ahead and warp up to here. Another 4 hours warp or so. Thereabouts. This is not warping amazingly quickly, but that's okay. So this will be our new orbit. And let's go ahead and warp to here. Now we may have like a years-long warp here pretty soon with interplanetary travel. That's okay. It may cause some of our contracts to fail. That's okay too. We're going to set Moho as our target. Ooh boy. It's only a 7-degree burn. That's not what I was ooh boying about. that descending node's a long ways away. Okay, let's go ahead and create and execute that. Whoa, now. What did that do? Oh, no, that did it right. It was just the angle was a little weird. But yeah, that matches planes nicely. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Node in T-minus 363 days. Well, I mean, it's fine. We have plenty of money. We should do a temperature scan. And then with this temperature scan, we should go ahead and... Where is it? Where is our thermometer at? Oh, right. It's on here. Yeah. Where are you at, thermometer? Well, we have a year to find it. Those are photovoltaic panels. This is kind of awkward. Hang on. Let's just do that. That'll make things easier to see. Ish. Easier-ish. Are you the thermometer? Yes, you're the thermometer. Okay, we are currently warping forward. Let's go ahead and let that happen for now. We found the thermometer. That's good. So this warp is going to take a while. It's like we're warping almost a full year. All the way over here. Well, we're warping like 3/4 of a year. Years on Kerbin are 400 days. Just remember that. That will ease some confusion. Just like how days are 6 hours on Kerbin. Where is Kerbin right now anyway? I don't even know. It's a long ways away. I mean, all things considered, it's not that long away. But I don't actually know where Kerbin is. It should be somewhere like over here-ish. But I don't see it. Because we are currently ahead of it in the orbit. Because our orbit is slightly smaller. Our orbit is going to change drastically when we come up to this burn, though, which is right now. Everything up until this point was like 97 days. We just burned 380 days. That is interplanetary flight for you. Okay, so we logged the temperature in space high over the sun. So let's go ahead and log it again, and we're going to just transmit this. There we go. Data uploaded. So now we at least got some science. We gathered the first scientific data from the sun as well. Made back some of our money. That's good. So this burn is going to be going on for another 2 minutes. It's a pretty hefty burn. For one thing, our thrust to weight is quite low, but as we burn out this tank, our thrust to weight will drastically increase to rather epic proportions. We still have another total delta V of 7,000 meters per second, 7 kilometers per second, so I think we're okay to get an orbit around Moho. At least theoretically. So another minute and 45 seconds on this burn. How are we coming on our actual inclination? We are getting there, is the answer. This is the furthest any of our stuff has ever been from home, of course. We are well out of the Kerbal system at this point. Moho's orbit is almost perfectly circular, but it's pretty offset, which makes it kind of elliptical, but I mean, it is elliptical, but this should be very interesting. I really hope that we have enough thermal protection. Hopefully 4 radiators are enough. I can't imagine that they're not for our size of probe. Like, that's a lot of radiator space for not much probe. But I guess we will find out in the not too distant future. Because we need to get a lot closer to the sun. Particularly when we're up here in orbit around Moho, we're going to be really close to the sun. Well, I say the sun. is Kerbal. We're going to be really close to Kerbal. So that's going to be interesting. But this burn is just about over. Another 10 seconds. Excellent. We've burned out, what, about a third of our fuel tank for our maneuver stage. But we've matched planes. That's the important part. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick save because I don't want to have to do that again if it crashes. I don't think it's going to crash. I think at this point, if we fail, it's our own fault. So let's see here. Home and transfer to target. Create the node. Okay, that's not too bad. And let's see here. This is an encounter. It's not a great encounter, but it's an encounter. We can adjust it later on. Let's execute this node. There we go. I don't want to turn on RCS because this far out, a small amount of change will potentially cause huge amounts of pain in the future. So let's just go ahead and let this very slowly turn with its reaction wheel. While I go and see why Harley is spamming me in Discord. Ah, okay. He was just sending back the Crusader King save for our Irish succession game. That's fine. So this is going to be a 4-minute and 48-second burn, huh? Well, our thrust to weight will increase over the course of it. I think we'll be okay. We're not going to fully burn out this stage. And then we'll have this full 2000 delta V to work with for getting actually in orbit around Moho. Now, I don't want to be this far out, ideally, around Moho, but we'll see how much delta V we actually have to work with. And we are just about in position to begin warp. Right now. I'll freeze our rotation, and now MechJeb will take over. Excellent. So we need to warp 65 more days. Well, make that 50 days. Well, make that 30 days. Well, make that 15 days. Well, make that we need to be doing this, like, right now. Hooray for time warp. Now, we could be doing other missions during this time and just have this be going, but that's a lot of work trying to juggle all those things, and I'm just too lazy. So we're going to go ahead and do it this way. So we're going to have our node burning right now. There we go. We are now on our way to Moho. We will be here momentarily. Well, I say momentarily. We've got like a 5-minute burn ahead of us here. So, how's you guys' day? I gave you a moment to respawn there. You didn't respawn. I mean, if you did respawn, I didn't hear it. I didn't think this through very well, did I? Because we're definitely having some sort of a time travel issue here. You guys are time travelers. You have to make concessions for those of us who can't time travel, okay? That's the only way this works. We should definitely turn on our radiators, though. Since we're going to start falling towards the sun pretty soon. There we go. In fact, I'm pretty sure we are currently... yeah, we are currently falling towards the sun. So, our radiators are currently cooling. They are at about 13% capacity. We're not very close to the sun yet, though. So this is our current orbit here. It is shrinking. We are certainly getting there. And our thrust to weight ratio is also going up. So we'll have a little bit of spare delta V. Periapsis is currently crossing the Eve border. Well, has crossed the Eve border. We are at a wacky inclination to try to go to Eve, so that's not going to happen. So I guess we'll just see just how much... Oh wow, this is already up to 1304%. 1305. We might not have included enough heat dissipation on this thing. Our Kerbals are going to be hard-pressed to get out and plant a flag, aren't they? It's going to be... we're going to have to get out, get a surface sample, plant a flag, and then just get right back in. Really, really fast. This is going up a lot faster than I was hoping. The ones on the dark side are actually still not going up that quickly, though. So it's on a per radiator basis. This one is dealing with all of the solar radiation right now. So as these heat up, the radiators that they're attached to should be pretty efficient, I think. But yeah, we're definitely going to have the delta V to get there, and this stage will be able to do a lot of our braking once we get there as well. We're going to want to lower our periapsis to be something relatively low around Moho. Because we want to spend as much time as possible in the dark side, or rather, we want to be having a cooling period as quickly as possible. So maybe like a target orbit of 50 kilometers, something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, so how is our current orbit? We are not reaching our encounter with Moho quite yet. But at this distance, small amounts of delta V have big effects. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. Apparently we came in like this, but again, that's completely fine. So, once we're here, we are going to need a maneuver to drop our periapsis very significantly. Wow, that's a lot of speed that we need to bleed off. Okay, so, that's a lot of delta V. That is a way lot of delta V. Do we have enough? Just barely. So this is going to be a big, big orbit, it looks like. Now our thrust to weight will increase as we go through. So I think we make our orbit elliptical and just go as far as we can, burn everything off. We'll not be able to adjust our orbit, but we just target... Actually, we can do this. We can get to here. I don't know if we can circularize. A highly elliptical orbit might not be the worst. But we can do this. So I guess we're going to give it a go. How's our radiators doing? They're doing okay for now. We can also burn off our monopropellant if we need to. But yeah, like I said, this probe might be a sacrificial one. It might burn up. It's going to get really hot over there. But the good news is, we've proven that we can get here with this build. If we can circularize at 50 kilometers, that's another story. We do have our monopropellant that we've barely tapped into. Once we're completely burned out of this stage, we'll burn out our monopropellant and see how much exactly we get out of that. I'll need to double check the key bindings, so I forget what the monopropellant forward button is. So we have 112 days before we're going to get there. Our radiators are increasing a little faster than I would like. But hopefully we'll have enough. It's the concept, anyway. Well, let's make a quick save. Actually, we can't. It did make a quick save. Okay. Let's go see, shall we? Okay. They aren't going up super, super fast. Although we are getting some not enough electric charge. Occasionally. Which is, I think, just a byproduct of the warp. Or something. But yeah, overall, I think this is enough. Okay, we are in space high over Moho's Highlands. So, where's that thermometer at? There you are. We're going to log this temperature and we're going to transmit this data. There we go. And let our braking begin. Now our thrust to weight is much, much higher over Moho. So that should help us substantially. I mean, we could maybe even do another temperature scan here. Theoretically. Nope. Transmitting would not be worth anything. Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, our thrust to weight here is much, much higher. So that is helping us substantially. And our radiation is actually... Our temperature isn't that bad. Our radiators are handling it. So that's good. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and eject this. Well, actually... Looks like MechJeb is automatically using the RCS. That's fine. It's, not very useful, is it? Not very much thrust to weight there. Let's go ahead and just eject this. Oh, that was the fairing. There we go. Okay. Well, we're going to burn this off as much as we can. And we'll see what we get. As far as an orbit goes. I think, due to our immense thrust-to-weight ratio, we might be okay. Yeah. I think we're going to be fine. We'll see how much we can actually get on a circularization burn. It's not going to be fully circularized. There's no doubt about that. But our periapsis height became interesting there. But we're good. We've got 200 delta V left in the tank. Circularize. At the next periapsis. Aw, yeah. Actually, we can come pretty close. Look at that. Maybe we should have burned that, Maybe we should have burned that extra out of the monopropellant. Hello, Moho. I've never been to you before. How are our radiators doing? About 20%. It is increasing. Okay. Only a little elliptical. I like it. Our inclination is a little wacky, but that's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and collect this temperature scan and transmit the data. There we go. How are we doing for electric charge? So far, so good. Initiated the first flyby of Moho, escaped the gravitational influence of the sun, scientific data from Moho, entered orbit of Moho, entered into suborbital spaceflight above Moho, accidentally, And we also escaped the gravitational influence of Moho, apparently. We're going to go ahead and transmit as much data as we can here. We're going to go ahead and stop time warp and do audio alerts. We're just going to continue transmitting data. Collect this, transmit that. Well, this is Midlands. So let's see here. Highlands. Transmit that. Okay. That's Midlands. We already got Midlands. Highlands. We already got Highlands. Midlands. Highlands. Midlands. Highlands. Midlands. Highlands. 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 Midlands. Highlands. Midlands. Do you have any other biomes? That was all Highlands, more Midlands. Minor craters. Midlands. Highlands. Midlands. Highlands. Minor craters. Let's just make sure that we have that. Do we have a connection? We do. It's not a great connection. But there we go. Transmission complete. Highlands. We'll grab the temperature scan, but we're not going to transmit it just yet. Okay. Now that we have solar panels again, we'll transmit our data, or rather solar energy again. Okay, we'll grab this Midlands here, transmit this, and then we'll just warp around a bit. Highlands, Midlands. We'll grab this minor craters one. Upload that data. Highlands, Midlands. Highlands, Midlands, Highlands. Okay. And minor craters. I think we can safely say we got everything we're going to get in terms of science from this. And we definitely learned that these radiators are sufficient. Now, I don't know if we actually need them, since they're only cooling at 15% capacity right now. But I still think it's a good idea, because look how close that sun is. That is just insane. But there we go. We have a probe around Moho. And I think I'm going to put a cut in here. This seems like a great time to stop. This is the end of my recording session as well, so I'll just make a quick save. And next episode, we will be doing something. Maybe sending a flyby by Moho. Recovery would be interesting, though. That'll take a lot of Delta V. So that'll definitely be exciting. Maybe we'll start a new colony on Moho. Anyway, I'll figure that out at my next recording session, and I will see you all next time.